Hello and welcome to the Astro Vibe of the Week. I'm Shira. I am so happy that you're here. Grateful and honored to be with you in this really powerful week. Now, this is a week of transition. Literally, the sun, which takes 30 days to move through every single sign, is transitioning into Scorpio. So if you're a Scorpio sun, happy birthday, Scorpio season, Scorpio suns. We love you so much. Scorpio gets the worst rep ever. People do not understand the power, the alchemy, the transformation, the empowerment that comes with this most powerful, in my opinion, the most powerful sign of the zodiac wheel. So very incredibly potent archetype and incredibly potent time. Before we get into that transition that's happening on the 22nd, which is later, it's going to be later in the day on Tuesday, the 22nd, we have the transitional energy of the sun in Libra going into the sun in Scorpio. Now, every time the sun changes signs or any planet that changes signs, there's a little bit of transitional energy. I feel personally like there's always a little bit of energy where you're feeling the signs energy before the planet actually makes the full transition into the sign. That might be a personal thing that I feel that you don't feel. When I talk to my abracadabra astrology students, they are feeling it too, where they feel it coming before it even hits, before it arrives. Libra was all about learning how to balance yourself with another, whether that is in your romantic relationship or your business relationship or your friendship or your family. It's the mirror reflection of the other. It is understanding that what we focus on is going to be reflected back to us, and our inner world is going to be reflected back to us in our outer world. That is the biology of the brain. That is the law of attraction. But even deeper than that, it's the science of our neurochemistry and the science of how this world works. What you focus on is going to focus back on you in some way, shape, or form. What you focus on expands. So for me, Libra is about understanding how to bring back into balance and bring back into harmony what we truly desire from our inner world. Now we know that you can't just have a thought, a desire, and make something magically appear the second that you bring it into your mind. It takes some practice. It takes some focus. Just like the people who are in the Olympics winning gold medals, they don't practice one day a week and then win the gold medal. It becomes this obsessive desire for them where they pour their energy and they pour their heart into this thing in order to bring it into fruition with, some external unknowns. No one knows exactly how things will pan out, yet we have the free will and we have the willpower to move into that. So when I look back at Libra season, the last 30 days that the sun has been in Libra, we had the full moon in Aries last week that helped us see more how we can focus more on ourselves in order to actually get what we want, and also in order to make our relationships more balanced. I'm especially talking to you empathic people who tend to put others in front of themselves, who tend to fill others' cups before they fill their own. I'm talking to you recovering people pleasers, recovering codependents. I am one of them. I'm with you. It is a lifelong journey of bringing the focus back to you. And that Aries full moon really helped to bring some of that into balance. Now we have an awareness, more clarity of how to bring ourselves into our power in relationships, in connection to other people, we have learned about what we truly need as we've gone through Libra season. We have learned what has been leaking our energy or leaking our power, the dynamics that we have had more clarity on that want to be shifted so that we can feel more aligned, more in balance and in tune with our soul and our heart, which is a very Libra energy, the heart. It is Venus is one of the Libra is one of the the signs that Venus rules. The other is Taurus. So we've had this Venusian energy, and like I said before, this Venus energy, this Libra energy, it can leak its power by putting the focus outside of itself. It can also leak the power through indecision. If you have been sitting, thinking, on the fence, going back and forth for a long time about something that you know isn't in alignment and doesn't feel good, I imagine that during Libra season, the volume got turned way up on that. And during this past full moon, the volume got turned way up on the discomfort of being in the in between, of not actually making a choice. Libra is very good at understanding the different options and the different possibilities. But when we're in that collective energy, it can make us flip flop. And it is hard to get this focus clarity and this focus understanding of how to make the next step. Boom, Tuesday, as the sun goes into Scorpio, that is going to change. We know the options. We have written them down. We have spent time thinking about the different ways our life could unfold, and we have been reflected from the mirror view what is working and what is not working, what is expired, what is outdated, what is simply not in alignment with the soul and the heart. As the sun moves into Scorpio, we are going to have this super powered, turned up volume on going deep and intense into what we want and what we know is going to give us a long-term benefit. Saturn has been in the mix for a long, long time in Pisces. So now we're going to have the sun in Scorpio and Saturn in Pisces. So we've got this double water energy. That's going to help us tune into our intuition on a whole nother level. These two signs are the psychic energy of the zodiac wheel. Cancer too. Water energy is psychic. It's intuitive. It is monumental at being able to tune out the distractions of the collective energy, the distractions of our world, the things that take us out of ourselves. Water asks us to tune into our center, to tune into our inner world, our emotions, our feelings, yet not to live in the feeling. The feeling is like a guest. It is coming in, it is telling us something, it is giving us information, providing us with some interesting perspective, something that's important that our body wants us to understand about our boundaries or about what we no longer want or what we do want in our lives. And it's a guest. It's coming through to give us wisdom and give us information. We don't have to hang out with that guest and wallow in the sadness. Scorpio will provide us the energy and the power to move through what we are being shown. Scorpio's most precious gift is its ability to go deep into the underworld, deep into the places inside of you that most people get scared about when they think about going deep into their truth and going deep into their feelings and going way under the surface and peeling away the layers. With Scorpio, nothing is surface. Nothing is that we are no longer in a surface energy space. We are being given the tools by this astrological alignment if we want to take them, right? We have free will. So we could just keep doing what we've been doing and, putting one foot in front of the other and going on with our life. Or we could tune into this astrological alignment, which is the gift of intensity. Now, when things are intense, a lot of times people will think, oh no, it's negative, it's intense, it's bad. But that's not true at all. Have you ever been to a concert? Let's say it's like Chapel Rowan, everyone is singing the same song, everyone is rocking out, and they're like, yeah, they're singing, they feel it, and it's the music is like in your bones and in your soul, and there's lights, and she's on stage, and everyone is providing so much energetic upliftment. That is intense. To rock out is so intense. It is powerful. That's what Scorpio really desires. It wants to feel alive. It wants to feel the power, the energy. It wants to feel the intensity of being in this incarnation. It's like when a woman gives birth to a baby. That is intense. It is not easy to just pop a baby out of your vajayjay. It takes serious focus, breath work, intention, and it has been building for 9 months when that baby comes out. Scorpio is the merging that it takes to plant a seed and grow a creation. It doesn't have to be a baby, but this is intense and it's deep. And if you're here for it, there's magic on the other side. I love Scorpio season because it gives us this opportunity to go into a place within ourselves that we don't normally venture. And by peeling away the layers and going deeper and deeper, you're going to find treasure. You're going to make a discovery. One of my favorite spiritual teachers, Joseph Campbell, he is quoted to say, anything felt all the way through is bliss. Anything felt all the way through. Have you ever laughed so hard that you end up crying? Or have you ever cried so hard that it brought you to laughter? I know that I have. When you surrender, when you go all the way into an emotion, all the way into an experience, potent magic happens. So, what keeps you from diving so deep? Are there fears? Do you feel uncomfortable feeling certain things? Some people get embarrassed to feel certain things, or they feel too much shame, and the shame prevents them from unlocking what they really want to unlock. So these are Scorpio questions to ponder and to be open to. This time will allow us really incredible downloads and insights if we are open to it. This is a really great time to go deep with someone that you trust. It could be a mentor, it could be a loved one. This is a really good time to journal and work through whatever is coming up for you right now. And it's a really good time to dive deep into something that you're passionate about and something that you care about. I truly feel that we all need to feel connected to purpose in order to not feel lost. Like we have to have some kind of a purpose. The mother who has the baby, she has a purpose, and it's keeping her baby alive and, feeding her baby and making sure that baby is going to thrive in life. There are business owners who feel connected to their purpose. There are trash collectors who know their purpose, who know that their purpose is to get the trash out and clean up our streets. So when you think about purpose, it's not, the patriarchal idea of a, like a scale of importance. It's much more about tapping into what your special and unique life, this gift, this reincarnation, where you have come here to learn so much about yourself, and you've come here to learn so much about other people, to know yourself on the deepest level that you possibly can. Everyone has a thing that they are good at that helps make the world a better place, or that helps people feel their feelings, or that helps people feel connected. And it's really important to remember why you're here. You might ask God or spirit or nature why you're here. Ask your intuition, why am I here? What am I doing here? What can I do today? What's one little thing that I can do to help make the world a better place? And the reason I say that is because if we do not know how important we are to the people in our lives, if we do not understand that we get to choose, that we have free will, we have free will, we get to choose our lives, and there are people in our lives that need us and that love us and cherish us deeply, even if we don't realize it. Scorpio helps us plug into this life force energy that is here to do something on this planet, that's here to make a difference, that's here to create some emotion and some intensity and some feeling that takes us back into our soul. When I think about the journey, the alchemical journey of Scorpio, that goes from the scorpion that feels like a victim or has been victimized in its life, that has had a hard go. They've had a hard time. Things happen on this planet. You know, it's not the easiest place to be. So things happen. Life hurts sometimes. Life sucks sometimes. The scorpion receives the blow and it also gives the blow. You know, with its scorpion tail, it can get angry, it can get sharp, it can get pokey, it can say, back up, I don't want to deal with it, I don't want to look at it, I'm going to push it away, I'm going to push it aside. That's the first level, like pre-consciousness. Once the scorpion goes on its consciousness journey, on its spiritual journey, on its journey into opening the heart, it goes through those feelings and it takes its purpose here in life, which is to learn from it. Which is, I have learned something from this pain. I have learned something. And I know that I have the power to overcome, and I know that I have the power to rise. So the other two archetypal energies are the eagle, which flies above it all and has this wisdom because it has already suffered, it's already gone through the pain, and it's learned. If you don't learn from it, you stay in the scorpion. When you learn from it and you choose to step into your power and you choose to use the struggle or the suffering as juice, as energy to rise into your power, into your choice, that's when we get into eagle territory. That's when you can rise above and look below. And that's when we get into phoenix, the phoenix rising from the ashes. So when we get into this time of year, it feels like whoosh, I'm going to go so deep into myself. I'm going to find my power. I'm going to find my purpose. I'm going to find why I'm here. I'm going to let nature speak to me. That's so Scorpio. Scorpio needs a relationship with nature. That's God for Scorpio. They have to have some sort of a connection to nature or some sort of a connection to a spiritual practice or a ritual. And that might look like going into the forest. It might look like closing your eyes and going into the forest in your mind if you can't physically get into a forest. Because nature has a consciousness that it wants to share with humans. And Scorpio energy, water signs, you have a direct access point to the wisdom. And that wisdom might look like slow down It might look like soften and release. It might look like the wildness in nature that is a coyote, eating a rabbit. Nature isn't all fun and games and beauty. It's also death. It is, this coyote needs to eat. It needs to survive. It is a living being that needs to have some energy source. We're getting dark, and this is Scorpio territory. We're not looking away from it. It's real. Go watch a nature documentary, any nature documentary. Those tigers, lions, and bears, they're not eating berries all day. There is some scary shit out in nature. Well, maybe the bears are eating berries, but they're also killing fish. They're killing salmon. And we do that too, most humans. So there's a few layers here right now for us. There's a few layers of wisdom to consume. One is that there is strife, struggle, pain, and hardship on this planet, and we don't have to sit in it. We don't have to wallow in it. We can move through it. We can do something about it. This energy is about reclaiming your fire, reclaiming what you care about. What makes you angry? What pisses you off? You can use that sacred fire, sacred rage to make change in the world. You can use that to help others. You can use that to share your story, whatever it is. It's this ability to take the wisdom from the darkness, guru, to bring light into the darkness, to bring the wisdom of the experience into your cells, into your being, into your soul, and then use your willpower to make changes, however those changes look for you. That might be simply telling everybody in your life that you love them. It might be texting someone that you know is having a hard time and saying, hey, I'm thinking about you. Here's why I love you. This is what I love about you. And sending the love. There's going to be a lot of people that need support during this time. If it's not you, use your energy, use your power to share that love. So there's that. There's this piece of finding what you care about, finding what you really feel that ignites this fire inside of you. Scorpio, yes, it's water. Yes, it's intuition. Yes, it's inner knowing, inner wisdom, but it's hot. It is like a fire water. It is the kind of water that's, boiling. It's a boiling water. And you can't cook potatoes without boiling some water, heating up the stove. I just love potatoes. That's the thing. That's why I use that analogy. We need to boil some water to heat up the potatoes. If we really want a good meal, it takes time. You can't just, I never just put potatoes in the oven. I boil those potatoes first before I bake them. And that makes them the most delicious potatoes on this planet, other than French fries, obviously. The other lesson is about a death and rebirth process. You cannot have life without death. You cannot have life without death. Animals cannot survive without eating other animals. And in all of the sacred teachings is this understanding that if you are full of something, you cannot put more into that cup. If you have a cup full of water, you pour more water in, water will pour out. If there's something out of alignment, if there's something expired, if you have expired food in your fridge, toss it in the trash. Clean out your space. That is what nature is doing in North America in the fall. The old leaves are falling away. And then those leaves get decomposed and then they turn into soil. That's Scorpio. It's the alchemy of the death and rebirth process, and we're in it. So if you're feeling that shit is icky, maybe things are falling away, it doesn't feel like you're in the creation process, Let it die, let it go. If you are on the other side and you are in the creation process, lean in so hard that you cry. Like, feel it so deeply that it brings tears to your eyes, because that is the most potent way you can use this Scorpio energy. Okay, so let's quickly look at the Astro map for today. Okay, this is October 22nd, so I'm going to share the midweek. Tuesday, we're talking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to feel these vibes. So the sun in Libra early on Tuesday is squaring Pluto. Pluto, 29 degrees Capricorn. Also, cardinal signs, Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, Aries. This is your final sort of compression time. This is your final pressure cooker time, where you might feel this through through November, through October, through November. There's going to be a real tight squeeze on you. Big pressure. Just hang on, y'all. Let go what's not working. It's okay to say no to something that is done. It is more than okay, because you're going to make space for something so freaking potent on the other side. We're all going to feel a little bit of tension in the middle of the week with this Sun square Pluto, because, Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio normally, right? So we've got this intense energy. We've got this transformation, alchemy, kind of squeezing energy. Or I like to think about, if there's any clogged, if there's hair in your drain, this is where the Drano is coming in, and it's impacting the sun, which is our self-expression. It's our warmth, it's our heat, it's our joy. The sun is like this very bright, vibrant, joyful energy, and Pluto's coming in with like a little knife, and it's like scraping off any weird things that it doesn't want on there anymore, so that we can shine brighter, so that we can be even more vibrant. But it doesn't always feel that great when we're like in the tension in the square, especially with Pluto. Pluto just wants us to be as honest as possible and to get to the truth of our soul. And when we're talking about the truth of the soul, it is so much about ripping away the limiting beliefs, and ripping away the illusions, and ripping away all of those disabilities, the things that we think we're not able to do, that we allow our inner critic, we allow our disbelief to get in the way of our expansion and our truth. And it just, those things are false, and they're part of the matrix, they're part of the program. Okay, so Pluto is helping to clear that energy big time. And then we're going to have the sun go into Scorpio later that day. So happy birthday season, Scorpios, on the 22nd, as I shared earlier. We also have some exciting energy between Uranus and Mars. So Mars in Cancer, which is our third water sign, more intuitive energy, more deep inner knowing. You have so much access to the clarity of your inner knowing, but it's all about what you're going to do with it. If you have inner knowing and you don't believe it, or you don't allow it to come through, or you don't speak on it, then nothing's going to happen. Everything's going to stay the same. If that's what you want, awesome. If you want to align with this energy, allow yourself to say what needs to be said, to make the changes that want to be made, because this whole week we're going to feel Mars in a sextile, a harmonious, supportive energy with Uranus. And Uranus is the change maker. Uranus says, this doesn't work, let's get it out. This is old, let's throw it in the trash. Here's a new idea. Here's another new idea. Here's another new idea. Oh, you could get rid of that thing. Uranus can bring downloads and breakthroughs. It can also feel a little unsteady. It's not a steady planet. It wants change and transformation. in the end, all of these energies want us to be in alignment with our truth and be in alignment with our soul, and they are helping us to awaken to what is not the truth, what we are putting up with, that we do not deserve, and show us what's most important in our lives, where we can really focus and lean in so deeply. So that will be another helpful supportive alignment. And then we have this other supportive alignment where we have Mercury, Scorpio. Okay, so Mercury is already in Scorpio, the planet of the mind, the planet of communications, already in this intense place. It's making a supportive trine, helpful energy with Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is the planet of personal responsibility, and the intuition vibes are simply, their bells are ringing. They're so strong. We can really trust what's coming through, even if it scares you, and especially if it scares you, and in spite of the fact that it scares you, trust your intuition right now. She knows, your body knows. Okay, that was an intense one. I hope I didn't scare you away. Let me know how it landed. I'm so grateful for you, and I will see you next week. Have a beautiful, potent, powerful, magical, amazing, empowered. Yes, I said magical twice now. Rest of your week.